Hello, YouTube. So I've been in bed lately a lot because I think I either have the stomach flu, stomach bug, whatever, or appendicitis. But this video is for anyone dealing with bullying. The best way that I deal with it was just like ignoring it. When I was 6 years old, like it was hard. And then like dealing with it as an adult, like I'm talking about like 27 and 28. I dealt with an adult bullying me, a teacher who bumped into me. The best way to deal with it is just like ignoring it and like taking yourself out of the situation if you can. And if you can't take yourself out of the situation, just ignore it. Like when I was so young at 6 getting bullied because my eyes was crossed, it was the hardest thing ever. That's like, at kindergarten, you learn to like love yourself and you learn how to have a voice and to like be you. Like all that was taken away from me from learning and to ever have, at that young age. And it links you up to like, it prepares you, not links you up, it prepares you for like elementary school, middle school, and high school. So when you deal with bullying, it definitely takes a toll on your whole mental and mind and brain and changes things for when you got older. But short story, well, long story short, is like when I got bullied, I couldn't even concentrate and focus. Like I literally had to retake kindergarten because like I could never focus. All I focused on was listening to like them like whispering or sometimes they didn't whisper of course, but like when it was time for like the teacher to teach, they couldn't do it like lunch or other classes or like we had music and gym at that time in elementary school. So, they couldn't really say it out loud, or whatever. So I would always like just be so distracted and wanting to leave school. I hated school because of that. And so I always felt alone. I had a few friends who didn't bully me because of my eyes, very few versus the rest. I would say out of a class of 20, 25, like 5 friends didn't bully me and were my friends. But anyways, like I always felt alone, like physically, but I never felt alone spiritually. I always felt that Jesus was there with me and let me know that I was never alone mentally and spiritually, but I was just there like physically feeling alone. But I always like went home and cried about it and then stopped crying about it. And I never let my siblings see me cry or my parents see me cry. I just kind of like thugged it out, meaning that's like slang, meaning I just like made it make me stronger, even though it was making me weaker each day because it was to a point where I wanted to commit suicide and like I didn't know how I would make it because it was already worse in kindergarten. I was like, I even asked my sister, I was like, how am I gonna make it in middle and high school if I'm still cross-eyed? I had to wait till I was 13, not 16, until I could get eye surgery because it was very intense procedure and like you could not wake up or whatever. Like it was like a 50% chance of dying like during this surgery. Like they had pull muscles and a lot of stuff. Like my parents couldn't even watch it. They said they had to go to get wings, and when I woke up, they had wings, and I was like, I'm hungry, and they laughed because like that was like the first thing that I said. And even when I had my surgery, I had a patch over my eye, like it was this eye that this eye worked on and changed because this eye was literally all the way like that way, but it was stuck there and this one went straight. So I got bullied not just by people in school, kids in school. I got bullied by cousins, made fun of, laughed by cousins. Um, I never forget. I had my grandfather's funeral in Ohio, and he had a picture of, different families on the wall. Different family members and groups of the families on the wall, and like my cousins were laughing at me or whatever. That was like the hardest thing, or like I have a lot of bad flashbacks. Kids trying to blow stuff in my eyes, blocking me on a stairway, like older kids that were like in a higher grade when I was in elementary school. And my sister said that, so my question to her was, how am I going to make it, um, cross-eyed in middle and high school? And she was like, kids are more mature. They're not going to bully you. And I don't know if it was a lie, but I don't know if she lied to like not make me worried, because I was very worried, and that would have made me even more like suicidal. And now as an adult who have dealt with bullying, I no longer deal with it because I took myself out of the situation, which, I love this public school that I worked at. And now I have to get back in public school, but a different side of the city, because I'm currently at a religious church as a pre-K teacher. And it's things I like and things I don't like about it. I don't like that I have to deal with 3-year-olds with 4 and 5s. Like, I can deal with 4 and 5s because they're close to kindergarten, because I deal with kindergartners to like first grade, even second grade they have attitudes. But anyways, like dealing with bullying again as an adult was a shocker, and it was just as hard as when I was a kid, because it's like I never knew I would deal with bullying again. Like, I knew I had a problem, which was the reason for being bullied. And I feel like people who got bullied for like being short or being thick, meaning they called them fat. I don't like the word ugly and fat. Were like their hair was short, or they didn't have long hair, or they didn't have nice clothes. The thing with me, when I was bullied, I noticed that they got bullied and talked about, but it was not like every day. For me, I got bullied every single day. Like, it was known. Like, when people found out this person was thick, they'd make a joke every here and there about them or whatever. But for me, it was every day. It was like nonstop. It was like, in my mind, I always thought as they're bullying me and whispering during lessons. And that's why I couldn't focus. Like, I was focused on them and what they were saying. And it's just hard to ignore. But that's the only thing you can do if you can't take yourself out of the situation. Like, you know what? I would say pray for them. And that should have been the first thing that I stated. Pray for them. I hate that I didn't say that before, because I didn't pray for them when I was a kid. Like, I just ignored it. But as an adult, I know that it's better to pray for them. And I never hated them. I hated myself. Um, they made me hate myself. I didn't hate them. I disliked and hated what they did to me, but I never hated them. And it got so bad that I even got bullied in church. Like, I was raised in the church, meaning I went to Sunday school first, and then immediately after I went to church. And I'll never forget, I love that his name was Mr. Bubbles, and he was an older man. And he would bring like different types of desserts and like breads before Sunday school and church. And like, he would remind us, that was like a reminder and a gift, like food wise, for us. It was for like poverty, like the neighborhood. um and it would have like a message in it, I think, too, about the Lord. And we would always go. We barely ever missed Sunday school and church unless we were sick or we had something like a major like event to go to, like parent wise, like with our parents or something, but we rarely missed it. Um, so what was I saying? So I would say pray for them. You know, like when I was getting bullied as an adult, I didn't pray for her. I just ignored her and I just laughed. Like I smirked because I knew I was being spiritually attacked. Like, and I knew I didn't do anything to this person and I was constantly being bullied by this person. I was hoping she would change and that never happened. And I say, if I can go back, I would pray for her. And I got to the point I prayed for like myself, and I barely prayed for myself ever in life, but I learned to start praying for myself. And I would say praying for yourself to be able to deal with this person and pray for them as well. But I pray like it started to get so bad at this public school, dealing with this other teacher assistant that was bullying me going on like 2 years. It got to the point I started telling the parents going into the building, like, I really don't want to go in here. And it wasn't nothing to do with the kids. It was due to this person bullying me. And then it wasn't just that. I was harassed by her, like, about my job. Like, she'd come and watch me do my job. And we're working with children. And it was just really weird. And she'd, like, pop off on me, meaning go off on me in front of these children, like, twice. And, like, it got to the point I started like praying like, God, I do not want to go in this place. Like, I'm getting sick and tired of dealing with this. It just got really bad where my mental health, like I cried like a few times at the school, and it was because there were cliques in the school, and one actually got fired because she went off on me about what this other person said about me. And I'm thinking, she's lying to you because I don't even talk to her. So whatever lies she's telling you, she's like, oh, you're unprofessional. She got all this from, it was like a Caucasian chick, and she was like a younger chick. And then the person who was bullying me is a sister. And at this public school, it was a complex school. So a lot of the children had behavior issues, but I was able to deal with it. They cannot deal with it. Well, they try to, but yeah. They just kind of go with the flow. Most teachers and assistants quit the next year, literally. You can just tell that they hated, like they didn't know what they were getting their self into. So yeah, I would say definitely pray for them and know that people are going to find something that they don't like about you. And you have to flip that around in your head and know that it's nothing wrong with you. You know, even though I knew like I was cross-eyed and something was wrong with me, but it didn't make me less of a person. Like, I wish I would have just laughed at the stuff that they said. But I wasn't a person who could do that. I was more of a, like, that's not nice type of person, you know, because I knew people who would get talked about, like guys, and they would just laugh it off. And, you know, or I knew a female like in middle school who was, I think she had a lazy eye. She wasn't cross-eyed. She had a lazy eye. And it was another boy that I met during church who also had an eye problem. I don't remember if it was crossed or if it was lazy, but they dealt with it in a different way. They laughed it off. But I think the best way to deal with bullying is to know that God and Jesus loves you, and that's all that matters. And it doesn't matter what you look like and how tall you are, or how short you are, or how thin or how thick you are, or how long your hair is, or if you have blemishes on your skin. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay. And it took me a long time. And don't pop pimples, because that's why I have skin patches, and I stopped popping them. Don't do that. Bad idea. And I get skin patches when I pop my pimples, and I'm recovering it. But I would say don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Worry about the positive things about you, because everything that you think is wrong with you or is ugly or not good enough for people, it is good enough. You know, they're in their own little world of what is expected of you. Don't think about the way you have to look in this world, because it doesn't matter. And it's all fake. I've learned at my age, a lot of things is so fake. Like a lot of things is fake in this world of like other people expectations of you and what you have to look like. Whatever you look like is how God made you, and you look fine. You look perfect. You look great in his eyes. And you should remember that and think of that when people bully you. You know, for me, getting bullied when I was 6 was because about my looks. Now, when I got older, it was about something totally different. It didn't have to do with my looks. It had to do with, I believe, my personality. And when I would come around people, they would be happy. And I guess this person was jealous and envious of me for that reason of my good spirit. It was no longer about my looks, versus when I was younger, I was bullied due to my looks. Okay. So definitely pray for them. And when you pray for them, like really mean it, and always forgive them and don't hate them. And when you're dealing with bullying, just remember that that person needs prayer. Like they really do. They need prayer, and they need to be, you can even laugh at them. Like literally, like, oh, I'm short, or I'm thick and I'm getting, like, you're talking about me for that. Like just laugh it off. Like it's kind of like Taylor Swift said, haters gonna hate, shake it off, because people bully people for just anything. They'll bully you for how you talk or how you think, or people will bully you because you believe in God and Jesus. They'll mock you and say, oh, this person is crazy or stupid. Just laugh at them, pray for them, and ignore them. Wish them the best. Don't hate them. Still love them, but dislike what they do, and speak up for yourself. Say, I'm short, but I love being short. I love being thick, or I love these spots on my face, because at the end of the day, these spots don't make me who I am. What makes me who I am is how I treat people, how I do in life, how I treat other people. It's so much about us that is important, not our looks, okay? Our looks, this do not matter. It does not matter. Your heart matters, your soul, what you do in the world, how you treat others, and think of yourself as like none of this stuff is permanent, okay? Nothing is permanent. You can always recover from stuff, and if you can't recover something that you don't like about yourself, you can always recover stuff, okay? And if you can't recover it, accept it, okay? And still love yourself, because it does not matter what you look like, okay? When we go to heaven, we will have new bodies, okay? And you may still be short, or you may still be thick, or you may be this, this, this. That's because it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't. I don't believe nobody is ugly. I believe everyone is unique. So always remember that my motto is no one is ugly. They're unique, or you can say that person is different. No one is ugly. Everybody has different looks. Everybody have different flaws. But at the end of the day, all that stuff don't matter. You're beautiful and you're gorgeous. And I hated being called beautiful. And to this day, I still hate the word beautiful, because I feel like when people say beautiful, they expect you to have perfection. And then they'll bring up stuff like when they get mad at you, like your ex or whatever, and they'll bring up your flaws. It's like, exactly. You called me beautiful, but yet when we argue or something, you bring up my flaws. Everybody have flaws. No one is perfect. So just love yourself and know that these flaws is okay. It's not the end of the world. And I felt like this because, I grew up different. So I having a flaw was like the end of the world, because at 6, I had a major flaw that I could not hide. If I had long hair, I probably would have covered my eyes every day. That eye, not eyes, eye every day, because of that flaw. But I've learned so much from being bullied then and now, and it just makes you stronger, and it makes you realize what's really important in life. And for me, I always knew that my looks wasn't important, but when you live and get bullied, you find out like other flaws you have later on in life. And at that time, I actually was dealing with I got perms a lot, and that's when I started dealing with alopecia, like bald spots. So it was tough. Bullying sucks, but you can overcome it by positive thinking. Like, even though it's all negative, you can think about it in a positive way. Like, this stuff do not even matter. Like, what you talking about me right now does not matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like or love me, but I'm going to love myself and I'm like myself, because at the end of the day, Jesus Christ and God loves me and he thinks I'm fine. And I think I'm fine. I don't care what you say. Like, be like, I don't care, and ignore them and laugh it off. This person is funny. They really think I care what they think about me. Don't care about what other people think about you. People don't care about everything about you, whether you want to or not. Like, they're going to think whatever they want to. And whatever they think is not true. Okay? It's not true. You're beautiful and you're fine just the way you are. You can have Down syndrome and you're perfect and beautiful. Anything that's wrong with you, you can be disabled. Nothing is wrong with you. You're beautiful. Ignore them. People are going to laugh and mock people about any and everything. Like, I can walk outside and I could have on like a long shirt and like boy stuff, and they'd be like, oh, she must be a tomboy, or she must be gay or homosexual or a dyke or whatever. You think I care about what they think about? Like, I learned to not care about what people think about. So learn to start not caring what they think. Like, when they say something mean or negative, flip that in your mind and think, I don't care. Think positive. Like, I love how I am. I don't care. Regardless of what you say, I love me. You can't stop me from loving myself. And I think that's what happened when I was young. They made me not love myself and hate myself. And it went into my middle and adulthood life. God bless.